everyone, and welcome to Pilates 203. I've got 29 minutes of mostly modern moves. Oh yes, you're going to need your ball and weights for this program. Yeah, mostly modern moves with a couple of old favourites with a twist. So let's get started into the program with that little core connection reminder, lengthening through the spine, crown growing up to the sky, ribs connected to the hips with that corset of strength, and breathing into the rib cage. Remember, keep the core muscles firm, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's start with a couple of deep breaths then. Bending through the knees, sweep the arms up and release. This time, big breath in, lift up, and then twist to the right. Think of a corkscrew, twisting and lifting, allowing your crown to twist and lift up to the sky. Back to the front, and we'll do the same to the other side. Let's try and lengthen that spine as much as you can, waking up through the waist as well. We'll take the feet wide into some Tai Chi breathing to calm the mind and connect the body further. Zip up the core. As you breathe in, draw the fingers up. As you breathe out, press into your heels, drop your bottom down, slide those fingers down. Take a moment just to calm the mind and slow your movements down. Allow the mind and body to connect. Then we're going to take right arm underneath, left arm above, and then swap over as if you had a large ball rolling from one side to the other. Keep the hips static, keep the hips and knees open, pressing into the heels. Make sure those glutes are active as well. Coming up to standing, and then we're going to do a slightly different type of balance now. We're going to use the ball for balance. Be careful, that ball can be a little bit lively sometimes. So you're going to place one foot on the ball, hip distance apart, hips level, core muscles in, and gently roll the ball forwards and back. Remember, with your balance, keep the core muscles switched on, keep breathing, fix your gaze. That will help you to steady yourself. Arms out to the side for a bit of balance, alternatively, hands in front of your chest or lengthened up above your head. This time, we're going to take the ball in between our feet. So one foot in front of the other and the ball in between. Center yourself. Use your arms if you need to for some balance, and you'll roll the ball up and down your shin, challenging your balance further. Again, same with the arms, out to the side, in prayer, or lengthen up. Remember to fix your gaze and breathe. Let's do the same on the other side then. Feet at hip distance. Try and keep the hips level, core engaged. Roll the ball forwards and back. Easy does it. Try and hold that focus. Challenge with your arm movements if you wish. Then taking the ball in between the feet. Steady yourself, weight on the back foot. Core muscles in. Focus those eyes forwards. Calm the mind and still the body. Keep breathing. Super. Take the ball in the hand this time. We're going to use the ball to assist our roll down. So heels under hips, core muscles are switched on. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, drop the chin to the chest. As we usually do, let's fold forwards to stretch and connect with the spine, zipping up and hollowing out the tummy muscles. If the ball reaches the floor, of course, you can soften the elbows and, of course, soften the knees if the hamstrings become too tight. Using the core muscles to slowly restack. Slowly rebuild the spine one vertebrae at a time, melting the shoulders. Then bring the ball to the chest and up overhead. We're going to reach forwards now, really hollow out through the tummy. Reaching forwards to open out across your rib cage. Again, soften the elbows, soften the knees if necessary. And when you're ready, draw on those core muscles, to restack. Imagine the tummy muscles are pushing the spine up from inside your body. Again, we'll take the ball to our chest and overhead. Then we're going to go to the side, like a side roll down. Keep the hips central, remember. Reach over as far as your body will allow. Turn at the last moment. Keep breathing. Tummy hollowed, chin to the chest, restack in the middle. Smooth and slow, really connecting, feeling all the movements through the spine. Once again, taking the ball up and over, hips central, all the way down, and this will bring us down to the floor. Okay, popping the ball to the side, we're going to come onto all fours now and do a tabletop. Tummy muscles scooped up, back relatively straight. You might want to tuck your bottom under a little. We're going to go right arm, left leg, maintaining a nice long neck. So lengthen out as you breathe out, and then touch the fingers and knees together underneath you as you breathe in. Keep the move relatively slow, but as you move the limbs, make sure that the back is not disturbed at all. Imagine you have a tray of drinks balancing across your back. Don't spill a drop. Gently moving to the other side. The key thing that usually goes wrong with this one is that you lean over to the kneeling hip side. Try and keep your weight central. Equal weight on knee and hand. Shoulders staying away from the ear. Glutes being used to lengthen that leg. And then you can push your bottom back to your heels, rotate through the hands if you need to. And we're going to come onto our back. Feel free to use a pillow like I'm doing here. We're going to do knee drop. So knees are bent at roughly a right angle, heels in line with the hips, your back is in neutral. And your fingertips on top of your hip bones. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, float one leg. Breathe in to drop the knee out to the side, but make sure the hips are pointing to the sky all the time. Breathe out, bring the leg back. Breathe in, melt it down. Do the same on the other side. You breathe out to float, in to drop, out to bring back, in to melt to the floor. And each time you drop just one knee out to the side, making sure the core muscles hold the hips firm. Imagine those hips as a set of headlights pointing up to the sky all the time. You can, once you feel confident with the move, cross the arms over the chest, and for the stronger ones, of course, you can go into the two-leg version. You breathe out to float one leg, breathe in, prepare, breathe out, float the other leg, breathe in to drop out, breathe out, bring it back. Do the same with the other leg, and then breathe in to melt down and down. Of course, you can keep your fingertips on top of your hip bones if you need that mental guidance all the way through. Or, of course, slightly easier will be to melt the back of the hands to the floor next to your hips. Longer legs will increase the challenge. Really working slow will also increase the challenge. Keep the neck long, shoulders relaxed all the way through. And, of course, those hips pointing up to the sky all the time. Nice long stretch after that one. Release through those hip flexors. Take a hold of your ball. We're going to do a little twist on the 100. I really love this variation. So your feet are going to be on the ball. We're going to pump the arms like usual, sniff and blow like usual. So make sure you're in neutral, core muscles are switched on. We're going to lift and lower each leg. Lift for 5, lower for 5. Having the ball close to you will make it easier. If the ball is further away, it's a longer lever, it's much more difficult. And if you wish, you can curl your head and shoulders up off the floor. Getting ready to sniff in through the nose and pump the arms. Sniff 2, 3, 4, 5, blow 2, 3, 4, 5. Lift 2, 3, 4, 5, blow 2, 3, 4, 10. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 10. In 2, 3, 4, 5, out 2, 3, 4, 40. Keep breathing, keep pumping. Chin on your chest if your head and shoulders are lifted. Keep pressing that lower back down into the floor, or maintain neutral if your head and shoulders are melted to the floor. Nice straight strong arms, remember. Sniffing and blowing. Keep counting. There we go. You should have got to the end by now. Give yourself a nice long stretch. I hope you enjoyed that version. You can pop the ball to the side now. We're going to go on to one side and do what I call the FFB. That's the forward, forward, back. Propping your head up in one hand, the bottom leg is bent and the core muscles are switched on. Straighter leg on the bottom leg is a slightly harder version. You decide if you're more experienced. Top shoulder needs to stay down and in place. Top leg is flexed to start with, top hand in front. 2 kicks forwards with a flexed foot and then point the toes, send the leg back. Hence it's called the FFB, forward, forward, back. Flex, flex, point. Breathing is sniff, sniff, blow. Now really feel the challenge here as the leg goes back. Avoid allowing the top shoulder to drop forwards. Kick as hard as you can. Take that pointed leg back behind you, nice and strong. Really engage with those glutes. You should find your core muscles really locking in to keep you steady with this one. And the knee in front, just to give the glutes a little rest. And then we're going to go into the hip lift and foot reach. Watch out for the progressions here. We'll start at the lowest level on that bottom bent knee and elbow. Fingers to the ear on the top side. Remember to lift through the rib cage and press that shoulder away. Try not to sag. We're going to lift the hip on the out breath, melt it back down, turn onto your bottom and lift that straight top leg. And then roll back onto your hip, lift the hip. And then roll back onto your bottom and lift the leg. So you can lift one leg up if you want to, or you can lift both legs up, straightening the bottom leg as you do so, bending it back down to press the knee into the floor to facilitate that hip lift. I've got one more level for you. If you wish, you can straighten both legs, top leg just in front of bottom. So the knee will come off the floor this time. And lifting the legs, one or both, to work the lower abs. So it's obliques here, shoulder strength and lower abs is what we're focusing on. Keep breathing. Keep that shoulder pressed away from the ear. We need a little bit of stretch after that one. So the arm that you were leaning on, if you want to take it overhead, you don't have to have the legs folded like mine if it's not comfy. And then we're going to lay down on our front. We're going to do a dart. I've got 3 versions for you. So if you want to go up to the advanced version, bring one small dumbbell with you. So lay on your front, forehead to the floor, hands down by your hips, palms facing upwards, core muscles are switched on. Remember to relax those legs. Breathe in to prepare as you breathe out. Draw the hands down the sides of the body. That's going to square off your shoulders, lengthen through the neck. You should find your chest will float from the floor, but beware, avoid blowing the tummy down into the floor to force the lift. Here's your second level. Taking the hands together, straightening the arms down your back, bending the elbows, bring the hands back to the lower back, and then your third progression is to take the weight in the hand and do the same as level 2. Lengthening through the arms, activating the muscles between the shoulder blades much more when you're holding your hands together or holding on to that weight. Still focusing on the lower back, the legs stay relaxed and flat. Everything is ignited from the waist upwards. Let's pop in that obligatory cat stretch after the back extension. Tuck the bottom and chin under, really hollow out your tummy muscles, and then we'll simply go to the other side. We've got the FFB, and then the hip lift and foot reach. So for the FFB, prop your head up in your hand, bottom leg can be bent. Remember the straighter leg is a harder version, so that's completely up to you. Top leg is doing all of the work, torso is solidified. Keep it in check, shoulder down, hand on the floor, core engaged. Forwards, forwards, back. Flex, flex, point. Remember the breathing, sniff, sniff, blow. So allow your breathing to determine the timing of this move. Try and keep the legs straight all the way through. A good strong kick in front, utilizing your lower abdominals to draw that leg in front, and of course igniting the glutes and the hamstrings to take that long leg back. Keep breathing. Keep the body still. Drop the knee in front to stretch out through the glutes. And then bottom leg can start with being bent. If you know the routine, then feel free to go straight up onto the feet. Don't sag through the ribs, remember. Shoulder away from the ear. And then we're going to lift the hip off the floor, turn back onto your bottom, touch the foot. Back onto your hip, lift the hip, back onto your bottom, lift the leg. Remember, there's the addition of 2 legs if you wish. There we go. 2 legs lifting, bending the bottom leg to facilitate pressing into the knee. Or of course you can do the stronger side plank version, where you press into both feet. Top leg is always in front, of course. Lift the hip, press into the feet, and then lift those feet up for that lower core abdominal challenge. Keep breathing. Keep the shoulder away from the ear. Look up for your form all the way through. Super. Hope you enjoyed that little series. Stretching the arm, of course. As I said before, you don't have to have the legs curled into the side. So we're going to go into a roll-up now. I'm going to do an addition, a little modern twist on the roll-up. 1 weight is for 1 add-on, 2 weights are for an extra add-on. But we'll just go through that roll-up first of all. Legs can be bent or straight, core muscles are switched on, arms are relaxed. Sink into your lower back, use your core muscles to support and hollow out the tummy muscles as much as you can. I wasn't brushing anything off of my t-shirt there. I was trying to indicate to hollow out the tummy muscles, pressing everything down into your lower back. So it's up to you how low you go down. Some of you might be perfectly capable of going to the floor. If you do, you can circle your arms around. Avoid arching your back though when you do so, and then keep it smooth to come back up to seated. Now here's one add-on for you. Dumbbell in the hand, turn into a racing car driver. Again, whether you go to the floor or not is completely up to you. Keep rotating and rotating through those arms, working through those shoulder joints. As you sink, hollow out, roll back, keep breathing. This time I'll take you up to another add-on. We're going to take 2 weights, 1 in each hand, rotating independently through each arm, curling back. And when you get to the bottom, if you can get to the bottom of course, we'll do 2 skull crushes. So elbows stay narrow. Drop the weights down with the side of your ears, go back to rotating and curl through. So multitasking here, keeping things working. When you are laying on the floor, keep the tummy hollowed out, keep yourself flat, do not arch the back. Stay focused, maintain your form, really recruit those abdominals to curl you forwards and slowly lower you back. Good abdominal burn here and a challenge through those arms. Shoulders getting a workout as well as the triceps if you are doing those skull crushers. Super, let's put 1 weight over to the side. We're going to keep 1 weight. We're going to go into a side plank. Now you have 3 options. I need you to choose one option. I'm not going to progress up. So you have your elbow and knee side plank. Your second version is hand and bottom knee side plank. That's your level 2. Your third level will be to straighten the legs up onto the feet and the hand. Bring the weight with you, choose your level, and off we go with 8 lateral raises, lifting the arm up into the air and back to the thigh. Yeah, we've got 8 of these. Maintain that side plank whilst working through the shoulder. Then we're going to change it to a forward punch. So take the elbow back, punch forwards. 2, 3. Maintain that plank. Try not to let your hips sink up or indeed your bottom push back. Stay straight and punch through. Well done. Release. Give that wrist a little shake if you're on your wrist. Let's go to the other side. So again, you've got your 3 options. I need you to choose one from the start. So elbow and knee is your lowest first option. Hand and knee is your second option. Your third option, 2 straight legs. Up onto the hand and feet. So you choose your level. Are you ready? We're going to do 8 lateral raises. Off we go. 8, 7, 6. Keep those hips in line with the shoulders. Try not to sink and collapse. Keep that supporting shoulder away from the ear. And then after 8, we're going to go into 8 front punches. So bend the elbow backwards, punching forwards and back. We're working through the back as well as the chest here and the front of the shoulder. A little bit on the triceps as well as you punch forwards. Good, strong shoulder work. Stretch out through that supporting hand. Okay, so pop the weight back. We're going to grab the ball. We're going to go onto our back and do the supported back cycle. So laying down no pillow, the ball goes underneath the lower back. Heels underneath the knees but in line with the hips. Press down with the belly button. Keep in contact with that ball all the time. Core muscles are switched on. Bring one knee into the chest, keep the foot low. Breathe in to prepare. As you breathe out, send the foot forward, slide against the floor, straighten the leg, lift that leg up. So the challenge here is lifting that straight leg from slightly below the hips all the way up. Little add-ons, take the arms off the floor, either hands to the tummy or cross your arms over your chest. Remember, breathe out to straighten and lift, breathe in to bend. Other side then, make sure the feet are in line with the hips, breathe in, prepare, breathe out, slide forwards, straighten and lift up. So this obviously is the single leg version. Again, you can make this one more difficult by taking the arms off the floor. Higher version, double legs. See how they both work at the same time, as one is going forward, the other is going back. They don't pause and wait for the other. Keep moving, keep it constant, keep breathing. And of course you can do those arm add-ons if you feel you're secure enough. Watch out though, that ball can be a little wobbly. Keep breathing, keep pressing the belly button down to secure you to the ball. Okay, melt the feet down. Lift your bottom up or roll over to the side to come off that ball. Then we're going to put the ball between the knees. We're going to go into the bridge now. I've got a leg lift addition for you, plus an arm lift addition. So we'll start with the basic. Heels in line with the hips. As you breathe out, tilt the pelvis backwards. Remember, your core muscles are lifting from above. So tilting back, peeling up. Avoid squeezing your bottom and glutes. And breathe in to roll back down, returning into neutral. You're trying to get as much manipulation and play out of that spine as you can. And then keeping the spine level, try floating and lengthening one leg. Do one leg at a time and come down in between each leg lengthen. Make sure you replace the feet in the correct place on the floor each time. Lock into the core, keep the pelvis level. Extra add-on, float the arms back and forth once you've taken the foot off the floor. It's quite challenging. You'll feel a shift in weight over to one shoulder as you take the leg off the floor. Stay focused. Remember to peel and roll through the spine, don't just lift. Lock into the core, stay level when you take the foot off the floor. Of course, you don't have to do any of the add-ons if you don't think it's suitable for you. You can stick with the plain peeling and rolling and really allowing the mind to get in tune with your spine and getting as much manipulation and movement as you possibly can. Super, we're done with the ball now. You can pop that to the side. Roll yourself up to seated. We're going to go into a V6 and twist now. So core muscles in, we work in the waist. Pulling the elbows back on alternate sides, twisting through the body, adding on with a leg extension as you do so. So challenging the lower core to keep you in place. Little add-on, float the feet. Now do the same. Stay balanced on your sitting bones. Lengthening the leg, holding on to the core, check the shoulders, don't lift up to the ears. Breathe. Breathe out as you twist. Breathe in to return. That's powerful, that one. Give yourself a little stretch after that. Release through the hips. We're going to go into our stretches now. I'd like you to sit with your legs crossed. Now, they don't have to be tightly crossed. As you can see, they can be quite loose if you wish. One foot in front of the other. But you're going to reach your fingertips forwards, drop your chin towards your chest. Curl over through the spine. The leg in front, you should feel a good strong stretch on the outer hip of that leg that is in front. Keep breathing. Allow the muscles through the joints open and relax. Let's swap the feet over now. So the other foot in front, you should feel it more on the other hip this time. So chin to the chest. Walk those fingers forwards. Keep breathing, hollowing out the tummy. Allow the hip to open and stretch. Lovely. Bringing yourself back, we're going to go onto our knees now. Knees a little wider than usual, maybe shoulder width apart. Now notice how one hand is going to reach over to the opposite diagonal. Supporting hand can go to the thigh, the calf or the heel, whilst that arm stretches on the diagonal. Here I'm showing the more advanced version. You need to use your core muscles for this one to support. Thigh, calf or heel, as you can see, reaching back. Using your core muscles to support you and draw yourself forwards after that super stretch through the hips. Nice stretch down the side of the waist as well, opening up through the rib cage as you twist away. Can you tell this is one of my favourites? Lovely. Push your bottom back to your heels, have a little child's pose. And then we're going to go to thread the needle. On all fours, you're going to take one arm, thread it through between other arm and leg, rest your shoulder and ear to the floor, and if you're able to, take that supporting hand off the floor and drop it behind your back, allowing your torso to twist, but the shoulder also to get the stretch on the floor. If you can indeed, place it flat. Then we'll do the other side. Excellent. And then bring one leg forwards into a lunge, stretching out through the hip flexor on the leg behind you. Do allow the hips to sink forwards, front knee above the heel, of course, as always, looking after your knee alignment. And then we'll simply do the other side. Almost there. We're going to rest down towards a child's pose, but this time take the arms behind your back. Maybe lace the fingers together, straighten the arms, lift them up just to open out through the shoulders and across the chest. And then you can drop your arms down by your sides and have a rest. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Cheerio.